actually be known that... Oh, we are live right now. Hello to currently 0 people on YouTube. This is the GoBots with our alternate guitarist and singer Alex. Say hello, Alex.
Hey guys.
So today, 'cause I'm usually a studio guy, I'm going to be talking about my live sound setup. So what we do, we're a wedding band, and we are, if I can back up enough, a 3-piece. And we try and run the most minimal rig possible. Our usual guitarist, Josh, uses an Axe Effects, but Alex uses a Marshall JVM, don't you, Alex?
Yes, I do. Yes,
Yes,
very
he
old
does.
school.
Yes, so Alex uses a JVM. Today, to save space in the car, he's using my Zilla Fat Baby, which is on its side, so it's a 1x12. And believe me, it's loud enough, isn't it?
Oh, it kicks, yeah, it's very, very loud, projects very well.
How's your master volume today?
Not
On
very high.
2.
Yeah.
Master volume's on 2 with a 1x12, and it's absolutely blasting out. But on this is of course Jay's kit. We're in a tent at the moment, so we are using a kick mic. It's a Shure Beta 52A. Let's see if I can get in there. Yeah, there we go. We actually just sit it on the kick pillows because it's just to reinforce the low end. We don't need to position it perfectly. So there is my bass, which you will see in my thumbnail, but that is set up with a Line 6 wireless. If I can pull that up. So that's the Line 6 35, which is absolutely brilliant for bass because digital wireless, and that's down here. The digital wireless uses 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi band, and that's coming in through, believe it or not, a Behringer DI. I mean, yes, they're cheap, but they are absolutely great for what they are, because that is almost the same as a Tech 21 Sans amp, but at about a fifth of the cost. So that goes into our little mixing desk, as well as Alex is using an SM58, and so is Josh, the good old SM58. I am using an SE Electronics SE V7. Orientation is locked, how dare you. Yeah, so I'm using an SE V7, and it's absolutely fantastic. There's very little feedback, if any, ever, and it's crystal clear compared to a 58. We're using a very, very powerful Yamaha system with a big 15-inch sub with mandatory towel, of course, because when you're playing 3 hours of material, you're gonna sweat. So that's all going into the desk. Now, where's the monitors? There's no monitors. What are we doing? So that is where these things come in. These, if I can show you, that is a Shure. Come on, focus. They're 535s. You like cake? Well, it's a wedding, and we'll have some wedding cake later, so I will definitely be eating some cake today. But yes, these in-ear monitors are strapped to a Shure wireless unit, which I got on eBay. I am an absolute eBay fiend. But that, when there's music going, let's see if I send that through, you can see that's going through there. So that's going into my in-ear monitoring system, so I can hear everybody in all their glory. Including I can hear myself so I don't blow my voice out, because we found if you're using monitor wedges it's noisy, which means you go deaf until you wear earplugs, at which point you may as well get these. Whereas if you just run without monitors, you end up blowing your voice out because you end up singing so bloody loud. So we try and keep it as simple as we can. My bass system's like that, and like I say, we usually use a Axe Effects system, and we try and keep it as simple as we can, and the sound is absolutely crystal clear. Is everybody wireless on in-ears? The drummer Josh currently isn't, he's just using earplugs, but he will be doing in future hopefully. Depending on how many gigs Alex does with us, he'll probably end up with in-ear monitors. Josh, our usual guitarist, does use in-ears as well. In-ears are... well, you don't have to spend a lot of money to get a big benefit. I know that Josh uses an in-ear system, who's it by? Not Nady, it's one of the lower cost systems, and he uses Shure's SE215s, which are only like £90 a set. and they make the difference that you can sing in key and you can still speak the next day. I decided to go all out and get the 535s, which are seriously high up, but because I play bass, I really wanted to have extra low end and the clarity, and I'll probably be using these in the studio as well to reference check mixes. That's all I've got for you today. I just wanted to do a quick something before we go and play 3 sets for everybody, because as you can see, nobody's here yet. They're all outside. They're all rocking and rolling in the gardens. But very soon we'll be doing a first dance for this. You need more of me in my ears. Yeah. Well, that's the other thing, is that because of the desk we're using, I have a completely separate mix. The faders are for the speaker outputs, but that blue line of faders up there is aux 1, and that's what's going to my ears. If it was a bigger desk, I'd have an aux 1 and 2, so I could have a stereo mix, because that'd be nice. This is a stereo transmitter, but as it is, mono will have to do, because aux 2 has the reverb and everything on it, and trying to travel light and not have to bring any more gear than we need, we don't have a separate effects unit, we just use the inbuilt. And then we've got 2 separate inputs, one for the iPad, one for the laptop, in case we want to switch from Spotify to something pre-recorded, keeps it easy. Oh, that's another thing. I've got Spotify running on my laptop, my iPad, which, as you can see, is strapped to my stand. And we've got a comedian in the audience. Tough enough dragging a drummer along. So I've got 2 apps which I'm using. Of course, Spotify, which is pretty obvious. Tonight's first dance is Army by Ellie Goulding, which I've had to learn, which is pretty high up for me. That's steady with an army. It's up there. But I'm using an app called OnSong, which has all the words, all the chords. And here's a really clever thing. It's got all the words, but if I go to the sliders, I can transpose it. And watch where it says C and F. If I let go of the transpose, they all change. So if Alex says to me, hey, can we do it in this key? I can just go, yep, sure, click. And that's all done. And then another great thing about OnSong is we've set the set list. So when this song's done, I swipe right, get the next song. Get Valerie, get Forget You, moves like Jagger, yada 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 yada. Whatever it is that we're going to play comes up next on my screen. So while I'm playing, I could get a Bluetooth pedal for it, but while I'm playing, I mean, all my bass down here, and I'll just reach over and I'll just, while the note's ringing out, I'm on the next song. So OnSong is a fantastic app. I hope you've learned something from what we're doing here. I mean, generally the kit doesn't need miking in a situation like this. If it did, we'd be looking at a bigger desk. And in future, I may even end up with something like a Behringer XR18 or something like that, which has got more inputs and kind of onboard DSP. But if we do, I will let you know and I'll show you how we're using it. In the meantime, that's my live rig for what I do, because it's relatively compact, sounds fantastic, and we don't need to drag more than 2 cars. I mean, we've come... Thank you. We've come from Manchester in England all the way to the coast of Wales, which is 2.5 hour drive. And in 2 cars, we've brought this entire PA system, that whole drum kit, that guitar amp, all the bass gear, all the in-ear monitor stuff. And we didn't even have to pack the cars to the absolute gills, where we still had some space. So we've got a simple setup that sounds fantastic. And hopefully you pick something up from that. Hit the like button if you found this useful. Thanks for watching. We've been live in the middle of nowhere in Wales. I'm Adam Steele for the Hot Pole Studios, and hopefully we'll see you in the next video.